So, menopause. A lot of us who are in our late 40s may be experiencing symptoms such as hot flashes, forgetfulness, and weight gain. And it's because our hormones are fluctuating between the estrogen dropping. Our bones get less dense, our fat cells seem to swell up, and our mind can become not only foggy, forgetful, and even sometimes our emotions play tricks on us and we feel like we're downright crazy. But I started this video about a year ago when I was having issues with consistent weight gain, and that was without any habits changing. So I figured I'd make a video, and this will be part one. Okay, I hope you enjoy.
Y'all, to the A, y'all, to the I, y'all. Well, hey, it's Kai, y'all.
Greetings, YouTube. Mama Kai here. So I got a Groupon for weight loss management treatment, and today I have an appointment. I know there's thousands of things on the internet about losing weight, and I'm pretty sure I've tried several of them, and I just need some help. It's funny. Back in Detroit, I need to stop messing with my hair. Growing up in the city of Detroit, I was a lifeguard, and the older women, it's funny to think that someone who's in their mid-20s back then to me was considered older, would always complain about, oh, when you get a certain age, it's hard to lose the weight. You just watch, enjoy, being able to eat and work out just a little bit and still be fit, because eventually that wouldn't happen. Of course, I never believed him. I mean, I went through a little fluffy phase in college when I had an internship for a summer in Texas, and I was eating Mexican food, and I gained a lot of weight within that short amount of time. And I didn't notice. And so I went back to school and most of my stuff didn't fit. And my boyfriend at that time was like, yeah, you're a little thick, but it looks good on you. Of course, within a month of being back at school, I lost all that thick weight that I got in Texas. But yeah, I think I started getting really thick when I got pregnant. And I had my first baby at 27 and the second baby at 28. And then I think having them back to back, like I never truly lost the baby weight from the first one when I was pregnant with the second one, which was weird because I was running around so much chasing after the first baby that you would think I'd lose weight because I was nursing the second baby. And producing that much milk and running after it. I think for that phase I was fluffy, but I wasn't like over the edge. But I lost the weight for a little bit then, and of course eating, started working. I was no longer a stay-at-home mom. Wasn't eating properly, so I gained some more weight, and then what helped? When the second baby hit four, when the second baby hit four, I started getting a routine because she was in school. The other one was in school. We both were working, and I made time to go to the gym before I'd pick them up. I guess that was my distressor. And then the days that I wasn't able to go to the gym because I needed to pick them up sooner, I cut out on my lunch break and I would just swim. And that helped me maintain the weight for a while. I'd say maybe 4 years. So when I don't know, about 2007, the weight started to creep up, even though I was having the same habits of eating and working out. And I started to see these rolls in my legs, cellulite, I guess, or extra weight off the muscle. And I remember just like pushing, the skin, and like all of a sudden, how did this happen? And I laughed about it. And at the time, the dead husband was like, that's something you might want to start taking serious. Back then, he was on this kick where him and his coworkers were trying to get gains. So they were constantly lifting weight to build their muscles to see who can get the most gains. I guess it was one of those things when you grew up being skinny and then you found you were good in sports or lifting weights. I think was one of his things, as well as football and basketball. He and the other skinny, they wanted to see how much bulk they can get and how little time. So they had a bet going. So he was pretty fit and firm, and I guess I was pretty soft and fluffy. Uh-oh, hold on. So I'm gonna head inside. This is where I got a Groupon for. Building looks interesting. So to make a long story even longer, I have 2 cars, and we moved from a 4-bedroom house in Highland to a 2-bedroom apartment in San Marcos after my youngest graduated from high school. And it was okay because we had the 2 spaces. I've already sold the Mercedes. But the second car, my dream car, the clutch went out on the stick, and it's not operable because you can't shift gears. You can't get into a gear to drive forward since the thing broke. And now we had to leave that car outside and put the current car that we use, the Prius. I love the Prius. I love gallon mileage. I love hybrid vehicles. Has to fit in the car, the garage. And there's not enough room. We've made as much room as we can. And so I'm climbing out of the window, and I'm like trying to, pretty much, my weight is really now becoming a factor in me getting in and out of the car. So that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I gotta take care of this now, because it's hard enough living in this 2-bedroom apartment with 3 people, 1 dog, and 2 guinea pigs. But now the fact that I gotta climb through the window because I'm too fat to get in the little space we have to open the door. So yeah, maybe they'll let me tape a little bit about my visit, and I'll tell you how it goes. So I'm just leaving now. It went really well. I really wish I could have taped a lot about what she said. The camera's not so good because it was really valuable information. So the truth is, it's not a thing that I haven't heard before. I need to cut out the fatty carbs, eat more vegetables. I hate vegetables. Stop eating out. Love fast food restaurants. Do not like to cook. And drink more water. It's just, I'm mourning my lifestyle because, and if I don't want to wear this weight, and I want to be able to fit my butt into the garage to get my car, I have to do this. What she said, sometimes we need to figure out what our triggers are, and I think that's good advice for life. And I'm not good at journaling, so she said to use my phone, take a picture or take a video, which is good because she asked me about my depression, and I have been managing my depression with medication. I'm on bupropion, which is the generic of Wellbutrin, and I'm not on a lot of it, but it just helps me not have the 7-day or 4-day crying spells. It doesn't stop the depression from happening. It just doesn't make it to the point where it's painful and unbearable like I used to have it. What's not under control right now is my adult attention deficit disorder. I've been off my medication for about a month and a half now, and I'm not sleeping well because it's hard for me to settle down at night like a baby. I just get so wound up to the point where I just eventually pass out, and then I end up waking up tired because I didn't get an adequate amount of sleep because I think my mind is still racing. But if I could figure out like what is causing those episodes of depression to come on, if I can figure out what I'm doing when the cravings hit, I might be able to change my lifestyle. Maybe I won't crave the cake because we know sugar's a drug, and I'm definitely addicted to sugar. I just a little bit. So my mom took me to the doctor when I was little, and she didn't tell me, of course. I was diagnosed as hyperactive attention deficit disorder, and they suggested at the time Ritalin. And my mom, knowing what she knew about adults who had been on Ritalin as children, were not only depressive but suicidal, because she was into social work, she decided to just go to an all-natural diet, and she totally took sugar out of my life. She gave me a little bit of honey, but there was no refined sugar, no brown sugar, no liquid sugar, no syrup. And then I discovered sugar again for myself in middle school. People used to sell candy out of their lockers because their parents allowed them to have extra change, and they would go to the store and buy bunches of candy and then have their own little business out of their locker. Shout out to Hallie Middle School in Detroit, Michigan. But Jolly Ranchers, Now Laters, Twix bars, Snickers, Blow Pops. Oh my gosh, I love Blow Pops. I was introduced to candy and I couldn't believe what I was missing. I mean, I think Halloween is one of my favorite holidays to this day. Not only because you get to dress up, but the fact that you get candy and for free. You know, people give you candy, which is really gonna suck because I definitely wanted to do Disney's Halloween party, and if I can't have candy, I've got to figure out a way to have at least one day every few months to cheat because I love candy.